What is going on, guys? How y'all feeling today? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome to the How to Nerd podcast, aka Into the Nerdverse. And man, we have a stacked cast. We have a whole stacked schedule to go over because what a freaking weekend. First and foremost, I go by the name of Cleo Thomas, aka Mr. Slick Living. This is my co-host, the one and only Brennan Edwards. Brennan, how you doing, bro?
What up, fam? It's good to see you. Not at Dreamcon, but we had a great time too, though.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's exactly what we're talking about today is Dreamcon. But we've got two of our very first guests today, man. We got the one on Safari. What's going on, brothers?
I'm still getting used to y'all saying it right. Thank you to everybody at Dreamcon who has been cussing me out for the last 2 years about. I've technically told all of you, but I'm glad it's now commonplace. But I'm good. It's been a loony ass 24 hours, but I'm good.
Yeah, man, for sure, for sure. I think everyone's trying to like get their brains back functioning properly after DreamCon. We also got Dominique in the building. Dominique, how you feeling, love?
Hi, how are you, my fellow Aquarian? So I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, man. And then jumping in at the last second, but so glad she pulled up. We got the only Max the Slayer. Max, what's up?
What's up, everybody? Hey. Just popping right in.
Yeah, right on time. Literally right on time. I just did the intros and you came in right at the right moment, man. This episode is going to be all about recapping everything that went down at DreamCon this year. For those that don't know, DreamCon is an incredible convention that goes down in Texas. This thing was founded by RDC World and those guys down there who make incredible skits, who are incredible gamers, and for sure the leaders of the new school, the leaders of the generation when it comes to content creating, YouTube, streaming. These guys are just absolutely incredible. And this was my fourth year going down there. And I did a lot, but we'll get into all that later. First question I want to throw to the board for everybody, man. What was your experience at DreamCon this year? Brendan, let's start with you.
Well, I mean, to be blunt, like my experience was the Cleo Thomas experience. Cleo was the one who forced me to go. I was on the fence. Like I really was. Cleo will tell you, like when it was like, the weeks before, Hippie and Cleo were talking about going, and I was just like, yeah, I'm probably ain't gonna make it. Probably not gonna do it. And then Cleo just sent me a text like, yeah, you're coming. Like pretty much. And I was like, Cleo's a fam, and I trust this man to the end of the earth. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna make it work. And so it was a whirlwind. Like, honestly, I thought I was gonna have a chill experience, like, because Cleo was so busy. I was like, I might not even see this man. I'm gonna try to show up to the panels, stuff like that. Literally, the moment that I first just like walked into the door, it just so happened I walked in right when you were walking by with your security detail, and Cleo just grabbed me. You're with me. Just grabbed me. And I was just like, oh shit. It's just like the day just went. And so that's when I got to see Max and got to see. I saw you. I saw all of y'all during that. But yeah, it was crazy. I had a really good time. Like, it feels weird for me still, and y'all can make fun of me all you want, that I'm just being myself, walking around doing nothing, and people are just like, "Oh my God, are you Brennan? Can I take a picture with you?" And I'm just like, me. So either way, I had a really, really good time. I think it was very well organized, and the energy's unmatched. Like, it's just so much energy, so much fun. I love seeing people just getting in arguments in the hallways with like big like poster boards about like ranking people. Like just walking by and like people are ready to fight. Like, nah, Itachi's higher than Goku or whatever. You're just like, this is my people. So I loved it. I had a great time.
Yeah, man. Probably. What about you, bro?
Yeah, I saw absolutely none of y'all this weekend. That's how big the con has gotten. I missed every single one of y'all, and that con has gotten so big. I did zero things RDC related, but I still had such a great time between the vendor hall, the Kingdom Hearts meetup happening, which we were looking for you and the Keyblade, man. We were waiting for that thing to come through.
Dog.
But that was a dope cosplay you had. But I mean, I think I have the smallest account here, but running into people that like knew who I was and fans of my content, or I'm always doing a bunch of random stuff. So when somebody brings up something I did, I'm like, right, that was me. Like, somebody brought up the Toriyama Memorial I left outside the con last year, and how that there was like, yeah, that was I knew it was somebody from here, and I saw you, and I saw the tribute you did, and so finally getting the link up after a year with the homies from Trapped in Anime TV, which that came out today and upset a lot of people. So getting to see my brother Ozzy, man, it's the new Black Renaissance, man, and I love it.
Real talk. Max, what about you?
I feel like this con went by so fast. I'm still recovering with my voice, if you couldn't tell. It's still kind of getting there. I was sounding like the crib keeper for the last 3 days. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of sad it went by so fast. I honestly wish it was longer. Maybe like in another day, because it just went by so fast. I was there for two panels this year, and my workshop, I was honestly utterly shocked of how long the line was waiting outside. Everyone was like, "So what's this line for?" And they're like, "It's for Max's workshop." And I was like, "For mine?" And I tried to get like a video, and some of my community took a video of it like, "This is how long it is. You need a bigger room." For sure. And I was just honored that people wanted to come. We did have a time change because it was 18 and up, and it was still out the door. So that was probably like the highlight of my DreamCon for sure.
Love it, love it. And what about you, Dominique?
This is my first con anything, well, outside of the National Baptist Convention that is normally held there.
Wow.
So that is the last time I've been to like the Houston, like the convention center. I was going with my church back in the day. So it was different seeing it like transform like that. And honestly, I felt like Brennan, like I'm like, you with Kevin to here and more mob and take photos. And I'm like, okay, I was surprised like people's pictures came out. It was really cool to meet like young deuces in real life, seeing your panel. Shout out to them because they gave me a really cool Black Ops t-shirt and all of that. So it was just really cool to just see everybody. And I don't want to sound like prejudiced or anything, but seeing that many Black people, like people that look like us that are into like different things, like seeing people dressed up as the Sims. Like I'm a huge Simser. Like I refuse to play because I don't want to get addicted again. Like I refuse.
Yeah.
But also like even seeing a lot of you guys' content come to life, like the video you shot when we were in the green room. I was like, oh my God, this is so iconic. I'm just happy to be here.
Why shit, man. Hell of an experience. Hippie, what about you?
Man, year two, DreamCon, so excited. So grateful to be able to be there. And super excited for you this year with the badge, not having to stand in the badge line. Thank you, kind sir. I was like, oh my God, we get to skip the line. So we didn't have to wait for that. So the appreciation is immense.
Yeah.
Unlike the rest of you, I did run into Tafari twice, and he got me into one of the things. The lady was like, I was hanging out with the volunteer lady, like waiting for somebody I know to come through, and I'm like helping her direct people, and I'm like, you gonna let me through when my friends come through? And then Tafari just comes, and she's like, you want to go with them? I'm like, bet. So that was a fun time. Bay Brigade was amazing once again. So I love the new space in Houston. It's so much more, still a ton of people, but the space was just way more. You can move around a lot better. So I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
For those that don't know, like the last 2 years, the DreamCon was in Austin, Texas, and the first year that I went, it was in Fort Worth. So this time they went to Houston because the Austin Convention Center is currently going through renovations. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard the news that we were going to Houston, I was a bit nervous. I was like, will it have the same vibe? Is it gonna fit? Because my last experience with Houston for me was there during All-Star Weekend a couple years ago, and it was mayhem. I couldn't stand getting in and out of the city. The traffic was ridiculous. So I had a bad experience trying to get around when it came to a big event like that in the city. But I co-sign it 100% now. Houston showed out. People flew in from all over the place to be there, and we have got confirmation that it will be there again next year. So I'm excited to be back in Houston. Good food, good vibes, good people. There was nothing like it, man. One of the biggest draws coming to this year's DreamCon was, of course, Houston's own Meg Thee Stallion. Meg showed up. This has been a long rumor that people wanted to see Meg Thee Stallion at DreamCon because we feel as this kind of community who loves anime and gaming, like she's one of us. So it has been rumors for years that she could potentially be there. Like last year, they were like very, very close. And then it finally happens this year. It happens in Houston. She got a chance to be on stage with Story Mode Bay, and she dropped the news that she's going to be making her own anime with
Carl Jones.
Carl Jones and Martian Blueberry.
Bro, you know, I just met with them. They're helping me with the animated project too. I had no, and he even mentioned, it was like, yeah, we're doing something with Meg Thee Stallion. I was like, what is it? Can't tell you, bro. I was just like, all right, cool.
Martian Blueberry. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So great moment about that. Was anyone in the room for her talk with Story Mode Bay? Oh,
So
you were there, man.
I am jealous. I am so jealous.
So I was front row. Shout out to my homegirl Kira, room full of blurs. I was her cameraman because I know some of y'all got to be faster about it. For some reason, y'all take like 6 months to upload these things, even though you have a whole professional like AV. So I just like stood on a chair. But then when she called for the impromptu cosplay contest, y'all with the big ass swords and the fans and the whatever was going. To homegirl who dressed up as Jackie Dax, you deserve better. They should have pulled you up front. She had a whole Daxter prop and everything. Meg loved it though. That energy was great. It was weird seeing the blogs and everything writing about it. I'm like, we're still in here. How did y'all get this footage this fast? Who is the snitch? Yeah, but Meg,
Other press, your press, the rest of the press people.
Yeah.
well, no, when we found out one of them just snatched the video off Deuce's profile and gave the credit to somebody else.
Oh man.
Yeah, they fixed it though. But and then whoever I forget the name of the DJ, but the Caribbean pre-party we had before Meg came out.
It was crazy.
Yeah, man, that was an event, and I'm glad it went smooth. Shout out Story Mode Bay, man. She is killing it on every time she touches that stage.
Yeah, absolute beast.
Meg looked great in her cosplay. I just wanted to make
The
that
Yoroichi
clear.
cosplay?
Everything was like
She could
fit
not
to the
have picked a
T.
better
Hair
cosplay.
was slayed. Oh,
She could not have picked a better cosplay for the culture. Like Yorichi, like everybody knows who watches Bleach. You know. I'm gonna tell you what you know. You know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
She's sort of, I'm just like that's.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Meg, she
I
came out
just
as
want to
Meg.
say that her tequila is also really good.
I didn't get a
go
chance
that
to try it.
activation,
that
And
heard-
that
Go ahead.
booth was so lit. By the way,
yeah,
like,
they were going
it was-
crazy.
it was
The
so
booty
it was
shorts
so
was nice.
dope.
I want a pair. Sorry.
It looked legit. Like they also had a pop up for Meg Thee Stallion's brand new tequila brand that she has on the way. I do not know how to pronounce the name. Still, I heard it 3 times and I still can't get it
That's what they
exactly
just said,
right.
Wasn't
Listen, I definitely struggle bus, and I have called it everything Chicas de los Muertos, and that is not it.
That's not this.
So that is not it.
That's not
so.
that one. I know Chicas
But
is
it's
in there,
good.
but it's good. She had an incredible pop up right there in the main hall for people to be able to stop by, do some really cool content, and actually get a chance to try the tequila. So can't wait to actually get a bottle of that. So Meg and her people, if y'all watching,
Oh,
the
Chicas
podcast
Diva-
would love.
Chicas divertidas.
Oh,
Divertidas.
What he said.
Vertidas, yeah.
She did that, and I think she also ended up doing a stream with like 2 of the like sim streamers.
The
I could
Sim
have sworn I saw
World.
some content around
They
that.
did the stream apparently upstairs, and I think they went right from that to the thing with Brie on stage. So that wardrobe change was quick, man.
Yeah, man.
Wait, Cleo, you didn't give us your. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Max.
Oh no, I was gonna translate that it meant fun girls.
Uh,
That's what her
John
bottle
Oh,
means.
okay.
Divertidas is fun and girls is chicas.
Correct.
There it is.
Cleo, what was your experience like at DreamCon?
Man, for me, DreamCon was a blur. As soon as I got in, I got a chance to take a walk around the convention center to see exactly how big it was going to be. That was day 0. I knew that I would be a part of the opening ceremony. I knew that I would be doing a game show right after the opening ceremony. I knew I would be playing volleyball on that first day. So we did all of that, plus more, plus some little things in between that. Day 2 was wild. Day 2 had us we were in Helldivers suits with Max. We did the Story Mode Bay Brigade battle as well. I did some other interview things on that day. And then day 3 was just, the wrap up of everything. I got a chance to do I hosted the RDC's original game show called Gatekeep, which is hilarious. Had a lot of fun. That was on the, just on the fly of us being able to pull that together. And I had a blast, man. The biggest draw for me, the biggest moment for me was having the 4 Controllers live show and having that room filled out. I didn't get it, in my personal opinion, I feel like I didn't get a chance to promo it as well. And I was nervous. I was like, I don't know how many people are really going to show up. This is a hard location for people to find where the rooms are. I shrugged my shoulders. After the first 20 or 30 people, I was like, if it's this is great. But the people just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. I asked my guy, Patrick Cloud, for a favor. I said, is there any chance you could host this while we're playing? And when I say it was the perfect plug-in for this, it was perfect. Pat kept the people entertained. We had the room separated by colors with red, blue, yellow, and green. And people walked out of there excited about more 4 controller stuff. And I know overall they all had a lot of fun. So, yeah. Pat, what's up, man? We just got Patrick Cloud pulling up.
What's going on, man?
What up, Pat? What up?
Yeah, man.
What up? Hey, that was a great show, man. That was a lot of fun.
It was, brother. It was. We going over some of our favorite moments from Dreamcon. Everyone has got a chance to share their story, including, having Meg the Stallion in the building. So, got to ask you, what was your favorite part of Dreamcon this year?
Oh man, Dreamcon. I feel like it was the same as last year. I don't. When I go to these things, I don't get a chance to really see a lot of the panels and a lot of the things that I try to make it to, just because there's so much going on at once. But I mean, it's really just connecting with everybody, all the people. I don't be outside that much, so it's kind of like the biggest wave of like, seeing the audience and seeing everybody and saying what's up to people who are like, even the people who are like in my Twitch all the time, who I like talk to but never get a chance to hang out with. That was like a really, really cool part of it. It was really dope to really try out IRL streaming and kind of like figuring that world out, which is hectic but fun. But I mean, I think the highlights was really like the 4 controllers thing. A lot of the after hours stuff, like the parties that were going on, and just really like hanging out with everybody. I didn't really get a chance to see a lot of official stuff. But actually, between 4 controllers and Bay Brigade, this was the first time I got to see the Bay Brigade, and that is lit.
That is lit. I
had to make sure Pat was there this time. I was literally texting him last year, like,
Man.
Pat, y'all need to get here now. And we're like, oh, we can't. I was like, no, well, this year, needs to happen for sure.
You had to fight the crowd of people like Pat and Persephone. It was like Michael Jackson. And I was like, okay, I'm holding both of their cameras and like trying to get them to get everybody. And I'm like, at one point, we're like, okay, you got to keep moving. And that's all, like, they were stuck. So that was really cool.
Trial and error.
For those who don't know, Bay Brigade is a game show, I call it.
Game show.
That is pretty much 2 teams that are battling out for different songs to have the crowd pick which song is better based upon different subject matters that they put up. So one of the subject matters they put up was like hometown anthem. And then each team would pick one of those songs, give it to the DJ. They'd play each one for the crowd, and then the crowd decides which ones they want better. I don't know how y'all didn't play PD Pablo for that. If you know North Carolina, like that, I don't know if you saw my text. I know you weren't looking at your phone, but I texted you as soon as it came. I was like, PD Pablo. I'm like, this would destroy the room. And then they did another one, was like, what was it, like best intro song for a TV show? And I was like, if they put the SpongeBob SquarePants one on here, everybody's gonna lose their mind. But
another good one as well.
That'd be a good one. But I love that's what makes that game great, though, is because you're in the audience and they put up the subject, and then we're all arguing in the audience about like, yo, this is what you got to put up. I hope they put this up, and then they never do.
That's why it's crazy to me, because it's like imagine karaoke, but if you pick the wrong side, like if you pick the wrong song, thousands of people judge you immediately.
Right.
You don't even have to perform it. It's not even based off of you singing. It's just about your song choice. And
I was shocked that no one chose.
It's horrible.
I was really shocked no one chose Fresh Prince, because that's one that everyone knew too.
What y'all choose?
I feel like it'd be too expected.
They chose That's So Raven and Proud Family.
There was so many. I think it was like a day later that for the Crush song, like if you have a song for the Crush, I was like, Lil Kim, Crush on You with Junior Mafia. I was like, that would have been so fire. But it's a younger crowd too, though.
That's the thing. It's like you have to read the room. And I was lucky enough to have a DJ on my side. So he knew what was like the ones that were really gonna hit. And right when we walked in, I believe Story Mode asked like where everybody was from. So you heard like say make some noise from the West Coast, from down south. But when I heard her say where the East Coast at, I heard a majority of that crowd scream. And I was like, so it's a lot of East Coast in here. A lot of East Coast rep in here. And I wish we would have got off of even hearing some of you guys' suggestions. Looking back at some of them, I wish we would have chose those for sure. Like, yeah, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for the theme song definitely would have hit. PD Pablo would have been a great one as well.
Crazy.
I'll tell you what, the one I was most shocked about that hit was that the Soulja Boy Kissed Me Through the Phone. I didn't know that record had that much power. That record's got power.
I was like,
They know that shit. I was like, yo.
Wasn't that like a trending sound not too long ago, like on TikTok, the TikTok or something? I feel like maybe that's why.
But I did want to. People were like complaining too, like about some parts, but they have to know like the rules that you can't bring over like a song from the previous year. I think she like blocks it. So some people didn't know that because it was like their.
Yeah,
I know. Oh
Keisha
yeah,
Cole.
they
That was
they
last
played
year.
that last year. They played
I
that
was
last
waiting
year.
on it because I showed
okay.
up. I showed up late, so I'm like, I'm
Same.
surprised we haven't done Love yet. Because I was at the Kingdom Hearts meetup, and then I came down. I'm like, this is still going.
And
Oh my
I
God,
wanted
so
to add,
fun.
I just feel like last year was just such like an iconic year for music that I think that's why like the Bay Brigade like blew up like so like everyone was like on their chairs spinning around.
We was
I feel like last year was just such a great year for music that it was just like going to be iconic either way.
What came
I
out
had-
last
played
year?
the Kendrick song though.
Kendrick,
Like last year,
Kendrick came out.
yeah, last year was like, what song? If you're leaving the club, you're like, I'm out of here, I'm leaving. What song would make you go back to the dance floor? And Cleo's team played Not Like Us.
Oh
And
wow.
Everyone
Man.
went insane. It was like the whole floor was covered. And what I also liked is that they had like a mini emo moment and they played Panic at the Disco. And I was just like,
Our entire
we all have
section,
it in her.
our
We all-
entire section got up from that little
Wait,
press
I write
box.
sins, not tragedies.
yeah.
my God, the
man,
D9, the
iconic.
representation of D9 this year. 'cause
Oh,
I went
yeah.
to
A lot of D9
HBCU.
representation.
I went to
Hey.
HBCU, and when they started stepping and everybody started, I was like, "Oh, this is amazing!" And
Oh,
the
the
dude on
Greek life
stage,
was showing out.
Oh my God!
Oh
Yes.
wow.
I have really good footage if you guys need that for that, since we were like right in the front.
I say is I saw there was a group. I was on the main floor, and there was a group of the entire Power Ranger crew that got up and just went crazy dancing like 3 times, and I was like, "This is insane!" Like it's literally just the full Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, like, just getting it in, dropping to the floor. I was like, "This is
You was watching the Power Rangers twerking? What part of
Bro, it was
what part of VIP were you at?
main floor, bro, main floor."
He was back. He was back by over the stage.
Yeah,
Oh my
You
God.
got
Y'all
a
talking
multicolored
about
lap
Baby
dance?
Grade?
We're
yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
Bay Brigade. The one and only Persephone just pulled up to the building. Persephone, how are you? Beautiful, beautiful. We're asking everyone what their favorite moments were out of DreamCon. We're talking about Bay Brigade Battle. We talked about Meg Thee Stallion appearing this year. What was your favorite moment of DreamCon this year?
Oh man, I really enjoyed taking pictures with all the like supporters and stuff and seeing the cool costumes. It was just because it was much bigger this year than last year. So I like seeing we saw Best in Show and I think Master of Show. I think that's what it was called. But there were insane costumes. One was Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Yes, and then the other was this big monstrous, I don't know what he was, like a wolf beast man with a huge staff. I don't know
He was
what
from Monster
was.
Hunter.
It's Monster Hunter. I had to ask because
Monster
I
Hunter.
kept seeing him, and I don't play that game. But
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. The creativity was just insane.
I think that guy's Instagram is nerdy_builds or nerdy.builds.
It is. Yep.
And last year he won the cosplay contest because he was the character Death from Puss in Boots, the wolf, and he
Oh,
gave
wow.
me the size. Like he as a gift, he was like, "Yo, I'm a fan, so just here," and he just gave them to me. So I own those, and I ran into him before you guys started the cosplay contest, and he was like, "Yo, I want to make you something else. Let me know if anything you want." But seeing his stuff, I'm like, "Bro, you have an unlimited like kind of budget to be able to pull the stuff you're doing." So I
Yeah.
definitely look forward to collaborating with him on something in the future for damn sure.
I'm really sad that I couldn't. A lot of people were like, "Oh, I wish I could have saw you." I feel like I missed out on a lot of people. I feel like last year I was taking pictures a lot more. I still was taking pictures this year, but I still feel like I was missing. They're like, "Oh, I missed you. I missed you." So, and I barely could have I think I went to the exhibit hall once. I snuck in there for like a little bit.
Yeah, I never got a chance to touch the exhibit hall this year, and it's just because they had me bouncing around. But I know it's nothing like this con, man. And like we're gonna keep co-signing it for sure because I think I've told Pat this before. There's no way something like this could have ever happened in Los Angeles. All
Nope.
these creators, all these, there's too much ego in a thing when it comes to dealing with Los Angeles. That's just what it
Yeah,
is.
I
But
feel that.
those guys, what they were able to do and build organically, homegrown, and people flying from all over just to hang with people who are just like them. So I hope they can figure out how to keep that vibe. I know it's going to be hard because you're going to get sponsors, you're going to get more people that are going to come and want to attend, but that's what makes it so special is that you're going down there to be around and connect with people who literally are just like you. And one of the biggest takeaways for me this year that I enjoyed so much was seeing families. When we were growing up,
Yeah.
A
when we were growing up, bro,
lot of kids. Yeah.
there was nothing like this for our generation, right? But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
moment a dad and a mom can take their son or daughter to a Dreamcon convention and they're seeing their favorite anime character dressed up in real life, that's Disneyland to them. You know what I
For
mean?
real.
That made me so happy to see. And I really want to hope that gets protected through and throughout, man. What is
You
it?
see the Spider-Man family?
Yes.
Fire.
Who is a spider? Did you take a picture of it? I
Of
need to
course.
see
I took
Oh,
pictures
let's-
with them. Yeah, the
that.
kids.
I
were
need
there.
to see.
Oh.
Oh,
The daughter was Gwen.
I mean-
The son was Miles, and I think the dad was obviously he was Peter. And I think there was another one.
The
I
Goofy
think there was a
movie.
couple.
Yeah, the Goofy movie. That one was cool.
Were they kids in there, or were those all?
There,
Yeah, but-
I don't think there were kids in there, but it was a whole group of people. I don't know if they were siblings or just friends or whatnot, but every single one of them was Goofy movie characters.
And
I
then
think
y'all
I
saw these
think I saw
people-
them outside.
Y'all saw these people. They asked you to rate their costumes. They were dope.
The Jokers.
The
Jokers, yeah.
my soft spot is like people that cosplay video game characters. So my friend did Jack and Dexter, and she actually made her own Dexter. So
Yeah, okay. So during
and-
the cosplay contest, when they Meg called her up, I was screaming. I'm like,
Anka.
whoever is the Raven, I need you to move. No disrespect, but like they're calling her out, but no one can see her. So I'm like, I need you to take like 2 steps this way because that cosplay is too fire and that game is too underappreciated for her not to get her shine.
Did you see the Sly Cooper with her tail moving?
No,
I instantly followed her. I was like, no, I need it. Her tail was like, it had motion by itself. I was like, need it. I love this
I only
so
saw
much.
one
It's follow.
Sly Cooper. It was a dude though.
I saw Pikachu was everywhere. Did everyone see Pikachu in the blow up suit?
Especially the inflatable one. Was that more than one person?
I don't know. I saw
With
them
a
outside.
big
I saw
suit.
them inside. Then I saw them outside in the park area, just bouncing around.
I saw the one I saw was the same person I saw a couple times.
Yeah, the inflatable. Yeah.
A really cool thing that I liked that they did was they had a full-on wrestling rink in the like. It wasn't even in like a hall. It was like in the lobby.
Yeah.
Bro, that
So
thing
it's
was
just you
going
be taking
off.
pictures. Somebody's getting pedigreed behind you, and you just hearing somebody get their ass whooped. Are they okay?
That's all you heard was screaming and like
a damn ladder match going on.
No, it's like that middle floor is basically like a transition spot between the first and the third, but you get a perfect view of that wrestling ring. So I hope they keep it right in that same spot because people were just huddled over that ledge like the entire weekend. I also think it's dope that like they have the windows so you can see what each hall looks like before you get down there. So now you're not just like wandering in blind. You at least know like what you're looking at.
And I love that
people were watching that from above. Not Pat. Cleo, I did not get to go to the volleyball game, but you were in one of the sports matches this year.
Oh, yeah.
How did that feel? How did it go? Did your team win?
So we made it to the finals and we lost 10-8. The other team has 2 professional volleyball players on their team. That's 1. 2, Agent, big shout out to Agent, who's one of the top streamers in the business right now. Turns out he actually played volleyball. I could have swore I heard him say 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So way more in tune than the average person to play volleyball. I've been playing volleyball since I was maybe 14. So to be back out there on that court, my team was really stacked though. I had Pierre Steps. Big shout out to Pierre. Pierre's a dodgeball champion at Dreamcon now. He deserves it. Dodgeball is literally his whole thing. But I didn't know he was that physical. I didn't know he could be on his game as much as he was. I had a blast. I didn't tear anything. I didn't break anything. and I look forward to being in another physical kind of challenge going into next year. Shout out, they had a great basketball game as well. Team Mark versus Team Duke. They showed out. People came down there and did a lot for fundraising with that. And yeah, I had a blast though. It was a lot of fun. Made it to the finals.
I saw Ray hit a half court shot to win the basketball game. That was insane.
I think he was like a
Insane,
basketball
bro.
player. Like he played basketball.
No. Oh, Ray?
Yeah.
No,
like,
he's
that's
good
what
as
I
hell.
heard. Like he was like, I think he played like not professionally, but he was on like a team where he is from.
Linsanity.
I saw I went to the dodgeball thing. Pierre is a damn demon, dude. That
Yes,
dude
he
is like, I felt like, shout out to Tony Weaver and Crystal Chanel, man. Y'all, an attempt was made. And shout out Barefoot Tasha from Touchgrass TV. She was a lone soldier out there like 4 different times.
Poor
Damn.
baby.
Can I
Mac,
add?
you mentioned something you would like to do differently next year is, try to figure out how to take some more photos. Everybody going into next year, like we said, it returns to Houston, and I'm sure it's going to be even more bigger. I'm sure it's going to be even more packed. I'm sure they're going to have more amazing opportunities to do cool stuff. What's something that you would do differently going into next year to change your overall experience at DreamCon?
I feel like I definitely want to find a balance between like experiencing the con and then also like working it. Cause I feel like I was working more and I didn't get to experience and like spend time with my community. Cause I would literally, it'd be on the go and they'd be like, okay, like, okay, we gotta go. Especially being with you like practically all day Saturday. I don't know how you do it, sir. Cause that was insane. It was insanity. It was like motion. We got motion. Let's go. Next. And I was like, whoo. At the end of the day, I was like, yep. And I am done. I need to relax and disconnect. But I do want to say I do appreciate that everything was inside one place this year. Like you didn't have to go outside to like that other hotel like last year. Everything was inside. You do a lot of walking, but I love that everything was like here. Go to this place. So
Y'all know Brendan's watching the basketball game. Probably that's why he dropped out.
I was wondering who
Yeah.
just left.
Listen,
He was not. He was looking down the whole time.
Well,
he was watching the game.
we see where we rank in his life now.
yeah, what?
But no, to echo,
that was me trying to check the score. I was like, oh, what's the score?
Someone
First
asked,
off-
was it funky? I didn't come across any funky.
Yeah, I didn't come across
Nah.
that.
I didn't.
No, we like the smell goods and all the good stuff. It was-
Everybody
mean-
smelled good.
I was surprised it wasn't bad. It
Ass
wasn't.
hey, if there was a funk, it came from the few Remics in the building. It wasn't us.
You know what's crazy? I've never experienced funk at what like BlurredCon or DreamCon, but when I went to like one that was like for everybody, as soon as I walked in that place, it hit me.
Who are
And I was
y'all
like-
lying for? Who do you think is watching this?
I
funk,
didn't
Pat?
experience.
Huh?
I didn't experience it.
You was smelling funk this time.
It's gonna happen. We're
I mean,
cosplaying in Texas.
I was actually
That ain't gonna be 100%.
I was actually shocked. I only smelled like 2-3 people in the whole weekend. So I was
didn't smell
prepared
anybody, but
though.
You were closer too.
Okay.
Y'all was more interacting.
Lotions, perfumes, and cocoa butter all weekend is all I got.
No.
Yeah.
The place I went to, the con I went, like the person smelled like the funk hit me before he reached me. I was
Damn.
like, oh, and even like when you walked in the doors, it was just like,
That wet
I smell more
dog
at the airport. I
and-
smell more at the airport than I did at the con. Like,
Damn.
I think next year they're having it on my birthday weekend.
Mm.
And the only thing I want to do different is this year I was visiting family because I have family in Houston. And so I was kind of tucked in early because I was like, I need to spend time with my family. I'm here for them. But next year I just want to be out. I want to be
Period.
outside and make sure that I make plans to, especially it's my birthday weekend, but I
Right.
just want to make plans to just do all the different things and really look at the schedule ahead of time because they have the app. They tell you everything that's going on. You can search the names of the people that you might be looking for and or the events and really like map out more of a plan so I can go from here to there. But I enjoyed this year's experience. You know, even though I was tucked in early, I was like having FOMO, but I was letting it go.
Yeah.
Oh no, day zero. I'm not gonna lie. This is the first year that I was like, oh, day zero is turned. I don't know where everyone was like, we're going here, we're going to YouTube, we're going over here. I was like, all right. I couldn't make it to the RDC event, but I was just like, y'all got it. Y'all take one. I'm out. I have to call it because being out all day was insane. Insane for sure.
I got to give it to Land Party for putting on a great after party for Dreamcon. I got to give it to Trap Sushi as well for showing out. RDC had some amazing things off the convention path that were a lot of fun. So I think especially on the last day, I think Pat and my brother was out hanging out there. And I want to give them credit for adjusting and listening to the community. For them to be able to hear some of the concerns from the years before in regards to the app and people not having the right information and missing out on it. They made those adjustments and they made it work. And it's really cool to see people give them the credit for that because, you know, internet backlash immediately would make it seem like everything was just a shit show. And, you know, someone's personal experience wasn't all that, but they made those adjustments and that app was legit. And I can co-sign it because I saw my entire room get packed out and I didn't get a chance to run as much promo as I would have thought I could. So big shout out to them and their entire team for pulling that together.
Yeah.
Man. What do you want to make sure you don't miss next time though?
This the Babe Brigade.
You got to be there, Dom.
Yeah,
You got to be there.
Yeah, girl.
Like, what did well, I was like,
telling her.
Say what you say, hippie.
No, I was telling you, please come, but I know you had other obligations too. But I was like, you have to come.
I'm like, just hearing you guys talk about that, I'm like, all right, well, I'll definitely be there. And what's funny is, like, even now, my little sister's like, I want to go next year. I'm like, all right, we'll be in there hanging out. Maybe I'll even dress up.
I think I want to see the exhibit hall.
Okay, all of y'all who don't have regular badges, you need to go to the cheat code. Go to the exhibit hall after it closes. It turns into a swap meet. I do not have 3 of the same damn hoodie for no reason. Like,
after it closes?
Because they don't want to pack it up and take it home, so it just becomes here. Take this. So I have 3 of these along with the official Dreamcon stuff. You
mean after the closing ceremony or after it closes at night?
Like in general, after closing, like when regular people have to be out of the building, if you don't have a regular weekend badge, the exhibit hall basically becomes, I'm not trying to pack this shit on a plane here. So the Under Armour booth, the vendors or the staff was being nice, and they were like, here, we'll give it up to the vendors. Then the Under Armour booth was like, oh, we're giving shit away? Say less. And then security didn't like that too much, so they kind of started tripping on everybody. But if you got it while you could.
I tell you what, Cleo's Activision panel, I went in to watch, I was just trying to beat. Cleo was every freaking where, first of all. So I couldn't even be at all the places he was. But I showed up to the Activision panel, hung out there for a while, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try to go to YouTube Creator. They said you can have one of everything. They were giving out I got 3 t-shirts, a beanie, was it 2 t-shirts? Whatever, don't matter. A beanie and a hoodie. I gave all the other stuff to my mom. I kept the hoodie. And then the YouTube studio, they were giving out everything. Activision was doing it up for Call of Duty.
Yeah, if you can stay at a cop, if you can flex your badge and stay after closing or just do a quick lap, you will go home. This is my second Martian Blueberry bag. The first one broke. That's how much they gave me when they were trying to.
Your cat was inside that bag. Stop
she's a little.
I saw your story.
She's a little orange devil. Like that's the problem. Like one out of every 10 orange cats. Not my cat, by the way. It's my sister's. 1 out of every 10 orange cat is a girl. I get stuck with that one. But yeah, like the YouTube lounge is evil.
I got that YouTube thing. I wanted in the YouTube Creator Lounge. I wanted one of those jackets.
Hey,
they were giving that out on Thursday, like at the event. Like
I don't
you
like
got a timestamp and you go into this room and they were all lined up and you pretty much got to try them on and choose which one you wanted. So actually.
Yeah,
they were like, we have 20. You have to ask a question during a panel, and I was like, well,
it was a whole
I'm
thing
so happy
to
for
get the
you.
Me and Hippie got pumped.
I was happy I got this as like a stand simmer. I was like, listen, my heart is full.
I'm so happy with the stuff people got.
Yeah, it has YouTube gaming on it, and this like really means a lot to me because like we're a big science family. So I really love this jacket, but my mom is the one that introduced me to like space and NASA. So as soon as I showed this, she was like, "You I was
they
like,
were
you can
very
have it."
nice.
When she
Mom
gets
wanted-
back on her trip, I'm giving this to her.
I gave
for
my
sure.
mom all of my merch because she came to Houston too because we were visiting my sister. So I came back and I was like, "Mommy, I got all this stuff," and she was like, "I'll take it," and I'm like, "Okay." So like, she got the YouTube bag, all the shirts from the Activision. I kept the hoodie for myself, but I was just giving her everything. But I'm so happy you got the jacket because I was talking to them people like, "Hey y'all want to be my
Yeah,
friends?
me and
Can I
Hippie
have
got
a jacket, please?"
me and Hippie got pump faked real hard. We saw them like hanging it up, and it's like you can have a fan, or you can have this little the little YouTube
They had the cowboy,
The bandana.
the bandana.
cowboy
The
hat.
bandana.
No,
Yeah.
And
that's
I was
my
like, they was like, well,
They're
did you do
selling
this, this,
rags?
and that? And I was like, I
Yes.
did, but then she's like,
Rep
oh,
your
I
set,
need you to fill
cuz.
this out. And
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
So I want to jump in because we probably will be ending soon. Is for controllers event, Cleo. So proud of you.
Thank you.
Amazing. I was there. I was trying to go to the YouTube Creator Lounge, and I said, "Oh, this is the room." And I just went in, and I was like taking BTS because the brothers and sisters brothers and sister were setting up, and I was like, "Let me catch y'all, in action." And there was a line like over an hour before the event started. People just laying on the floor and around the corner waiting for you guys. And they were looking at me like, "Why she keep getting to go in the room? Like, we want to go in," and we're like, "No, wait."
I'm so
But
sad I couldn't make it.
But the room was packed, and when you guys started playing against each other, the way that everybody started crowding into the doors because they're like, "What's going on in here?" Like the oohing and eyeing and the screaming and everything. It was amazing, and I was happy for you in a way I probably can't even understand how happy you were, but it was so dope.
I just wish.
I had goosebumps, man. I had goosebumps. Like there's a video of someone took, and I'm just doing this as people are walking in because I didn't expect for a whole room to fill out. Like I've had a chance to be on this stage here at Dreamcon and do some amazing things, but really I was happy for my brothers and my sister, for them to be able to have people rooting with them in their favorite colors. Like the intro when we were introducing ourselves, and I'm Team Red, Team Blue, Team Green, and Team Yellow. And before Kalia could even get her first sentence off, as far as, well, my name's Kalia Thomas, and I'm Team Green. By the time she got to the G in green, that entire section was up and rooting. It was beautiful just to see, man. And I'm excited for the future of it. I know they are too. I know the Dreamcon people saw it, and they definitely reached out. I'll be like, all right, you guys might need a bigger room next year. But also, I'm inspired to potentially take that on the road, man. It was inspired, of course, by my love for game shows. I loved Guts growing up. I loved Legends of the Hidden Temple. And that's where I came up with the idea of sectioning off the room into colors. So it gives people the ability to root against each other and for their guy. And it was such an amazing experience. And I appreciate you all being there. Pat was in the building doing the amazing job of hosting and keeping the people laughing. When
fun.
Pat dropped the DDG line,
and
Pat said, "Too soon."
wait, what?
I broke.
I was going to go get some tacos that I sent y'all.
Explain.
What happened now?
Oh, y'all don't know.
Went to get some tacos.
No, we
Please
saw
tell me
after
what
the
happened.
fact. We saw the DDG. I saw the DDG headline after. I was like, "What is?" I'm glad I wasn't around that. But Pat.
Oh no, the room knew.
Mm-hmm.
The room knew. They was like, "Oh," I was crying.
Hey, Pat,
Someone at DreamCon forgot what IRL meant. That's pretty much what happened.
You did such a great job, Pat. And then
Thank
everybody
you.
really was rooting for Kalia. It was Team Green. It was the babies. You know what I'm saying?
I love that they both won too. That was so dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
so
well worth
awesome.
it, bro.
It was.
I can't express to you how much I wanted to jump in because we have history, Cleo.
Here we go. Mr. Smash
Right.
Bros.
I want to play.
And Brennan was just sitting there like, he lucky I don't go in. He lucky I don't go in. He lucky I don't go in.
Yeah.
For the moment.
I was
It's
like,
true.
man.
Ask about me. That's all I have to say. Ask
I-
about me. We know what it would be if I got in there.
I just wish that everyone's panels were like around the same time. So I'm
Right.
like trying to I
Yeah.
stopped by theirs and then I had to make it to someone else's, and it's just like it's really hard when you're trying to support everybody. But I definitely will make it a point to be there fully
It's
next
okay,
year for
Max. You
sure.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
Right.
there's a
No, but
lot going
she was
everyone
on.
like,
was like,
it's
"We had
really
so much
hard
fun."
to support everybody.
It's so real
I
because
mean,
Bay
okay,
Brigade was almost the same time as the comedy show. And I'm telling the people on the comedy show, like, oh my God, like Ken Edwin, you know what I'm saying? Big Job, Barry Brewer. I'm like, I want to go see you guys, here at DreamCon, like it's a special experience. But Bay Brigade was happening, and there was no way I was leaving Bay Brigade to go anywhere else. They just
You
happened to be
know,
at the same time.
what's crazy? I was doing an interview with Big Jar last night, and I asked him about the comedy because we were in Bay Brigade, and he said it's the biggest show that he's ever done. He said he felt like it was like 10 to 1200 people in
Yeah.
there, and
Wow.
so he was just like, "Yeah, that's my biggest show ever." So
Yeah,
yeah.
last year the comedy show and Bay Brigade were not at the same time. They were two, I was able to attend both of those. But this year I had
Mhm.
to make a choice. And yeah. No, we're
That,
gonna come
that's
up with
that's the issue with doing press. You get a whole separate schedule of who's doing interviews or press conferences when, and then every hour turns into a damn telltale game decision. Like, do I go on the right door or do I go on the left door? Or because
Mhm.
I missed Swoozy last year for Cleo's press conference, and he was across the hall. And by the time it was over, he was already on a plane leaving. So I caught him in the YouTube
Damn.
lounge this year, and it was cool finally meeting him after like accidentally crossing paths for damn near a decade and a half. Getting to link up with JD Witherspoon and a bunch of the Boondocks people.
Yeah.
I actually
So
got a
you,
bunch of the autograph.
Nice.
Well, Rodney gave me half an autograph and a paw print, but still.
So this year after closing ceremony, which Cleo killed. Cleo, you killed that shit.
Did.
They
you
had
very
an
much.
extra. I was like, why is something else on the schedule? But they brought in Dominic
Yeah.
from Ironheart
Yep.
and did an interview with her. But
That was during the closing ceremony?
It was last minute, and it
was
started
like
like
during.
30 minutes into closing ceremony. That came up. So they got shout out to Tony Weaver Jr. He did a great job facilitating that. Shout out to, I forget which sorority she is from that was in the building. But she came through. She got a lot of love. She really enjoyed her time there. So the fact that this con has gotten to a point where it can alley-oop stuff like that last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to give, and it's going to fun. I want to give some flowers to Cleo a little bit, if you guys don't mind, in the space of like, not only how hard he was working during this entire thing, but also how everything he touched turned to gold. Like, I watched Cleo do the Activision panel. Now, when I tell you, 9 out of 10 people would have made that into a very boring experience that was just like, I guess I just went to something. Like, Cleo literally touched that and was just like, nah, we're going to enjoy this. We're going to get the crowd into this, because it literally was just him and one other guy that was like the marketing director from Activision, just sitting in front of a crowd of people. Literally just them. That was it. Some videos they were going to show. And I was like, how is this about to be interesting? And Cleo was like, hold my keyblade. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he made it. It was great. Afterwards, I had to give him props. I was like, I don't know how you just did that. But I will say this, and that's the flowers I want to give you, Cleo, is I think that you already were an incredible host, but I feel like you took it to another level at DreamCon. And I think it was universally recognized as such. And I feel like a lot more things are coming because of that, because that was just incredible what you did. So I want to give you props on that, bro. That was incredible.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you saying that, Brendan. Thank you for the claps and the we clocking it. I had a blast, man. Like, going down to DreamCon for the first time 4 years ago, I just wanted to be there. I just wanted to be a part of a moment that I saw happening that we weren't having here in LA. So I, packed the family up. I went down there, and
Is that the
Mark,
Powerline year?
I went Powerline on year one. Year one, I just went down there. I was not involved with anything. I just flew down there with the family. And Mark happened to be walking, I guess, through the halls, and he had a mask on. He had 2 security guards with him. He leans over. He's like, "Hey, bro. Hey, it's Mark. I just want to say I appreciate you coming." And it took me a minute to register who the hell Mark was, because I didn't know who the hell was under the mask. But then it hit me. I'm like, "Oh, this got you, bro. Hey, happy to be here, bro. I love what you guys got going on." And then a DM came in about an hour later asking me to be a part of the Smash Bros tournament and Berlizzi's Family Feud night. That was year one. So it was just fun. I just had a good time. I had fun. The next year, that's when they had me a little bit more involved. That's when we won the Mortal Kombat tournament, and I did some other panel stuff. then last year, to be brought in as an official host, we had a booth set up for people to buy some merch, meet the 4 controllers. And then this year it was all, no holds barred. Whatever opportunity they had for me to be able to host something and do something special, I went for it. And with Activision, I got to give a big shout out to Under Armour for coming on board and doing something special in activation at DreamCon, and Activision specifically because big Aisha Brown and Angela, that entire team over at Activision, made this whole move to be there and have that moment because they want to be more involved in the culture. So I got to give a big shout out to those 2 Black women for bringing that to life and making that move happen. So big thank you to everyone at Activision for that. Absolutely.
Hey.
So thank you guys for that, man. Thank you for that. It means a lot. We will see you guys all next year, I'm sure. So before we get up out of here, man, what does this say? What did it say?
Okay, so before you got off stage, the first time you played Smash, they already had you as a picture next to Young Thug on the computer because Mark had to fix your controller.
They gave me the busted controller. I'm like, Mark, this thing don't work. So there's a picture of me and Mark next to each other that looks like the Young Thug and who's Gunner. It was that moment. Before we get up out of here, man, next year, cosplay ideas. What are you guys doing? What are you thinking? Finally, thank you so much to Cloud for finally doing Link. Finally, he did Link. It was
a version.
Oh, Blink.
He had them boots on. He had them boots on.
Okay. Big stomps.
I was lucky this year because one of the cosplays we had already bought as a group like a year earlier with the Hell Divers, and the other 2 I Amazoned the week before. So it was I didn't even think about next year.
Got to come with something, man. I'm thinking next year there will be a Fantastic Four for the 4 controllers for sure. The movie would have been out by then, so we'll have some cool Fantastic Four look. Kalia wants to do a version of the Robins. She wants all 4 of us to be different versions of Batman's Robin. So Dick Grayson, Jason
Which one
Todd,
would you do?
Tim Drake.
You be Nightwing?
I'd be Nightwings. I'd be Dick Grayson. So Kalia wants to do that. Maybe there's a Ninja Turtles route with the 4 of us. Anything that
That's
has
what I want.
thing.
I want Ninja Turtles. You have the size already, you said, from old
Yes,
dudes.
we do.
So, yes,
we do.
There's so much stuff with 4 too. That's a good number.
We're gonna pull some stuff out. Max, what are you thinking?
I kind of want to bring like the soldier tradition. So I might want to be like a Spartan from Halo. But like my version, like a Hello Kitty Spartan. Or I definitely want to bring like maybe BioShock, like a big daddy, like a female big daddy. Yeah, something in that realm for sure.
Flyness. Brennan, what we got, man? What we doing?
I'm thinking I like to go with the bald character, so I was actually thinking about like the old guy from Hunter x Hunter, Isaac Netero or something like that, possibly him, or Ikaku from Bleach. He's a guy who always wants to smoke with like the spear. If you know that show. So think about one of them, huh?
Okay,
Piccolo,
I saw some good Piccolos this year. Piccolo could work. You know,
I was gonna say I could do this, but Brandon, would you like to borrow Plank and be Johnny 2x4 by chance? I will let you hold this for the weekend.
I absolutely will consider that, considering the joke I made last time got me so much backlash from my friend group of how I called him out as being called Plank. So yes, Bomani's story is Plank. So I either will just bring him and tell him to come with me, or I will definitely borrow that. So yes, I'm with that.
Nice. Persephone, what are we thinking next year, man? What are you gonna surprise the people with?
I think I want to do a character from Tekken 8, Asuka. She wears like a blue sweater with the boots. I really like her outfit. I already started buying stuff off of Amazon for it. So
I like the sweater. You mean like the sweater outfit?
Yeah. I think her outfit is really dope to me. So I think I do her and probably Cammy. I have a Cammy already that I really like. So
Yep. Love it. Pat, you say you ain't got nothing, man. You're just gonna be a surprise.
Maybe Jesus. You don't see a lot of biblical characters at DreamCon. I'm thinking also I might just do the Super Android 17 or something like that. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be a dope one.
Yeah. Please do that.
I'm thinking
Yes.
of stuff that's just clothes. You know, I don't know if I can do armor or something big because it's gonna be Texas in the middle of July. So
Yeah.
Oh
I gotta-
yeah.
I gotta balance out
That
the.
heat is a different heat. That's wet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot about
Yes.
that.
Jesus
Ooh.
wears a lot of flowing garb, so
He's in the desert a lot.
When Steph brought up fighting characters, that it reminded me because I talked about this with Pat and Steph. I really my dream cosplay is
yeah.
Felicia
Felicia.
from Darkstalkers, but this might be a lot of exposure. But
I'm saying
this
you're not
is-
gonna be sweating at all.
yeah, this is my dream cosplay. So if I can figure this out, I would.
Go ahead, Cleo. Say
Yes.
what you gonna say. I saw the thought face. What you gonna say, Cleo?
None, none at all. Not
You can say
you
That's
can't pull that
fire.
one out.
There was a lot of cheeks this year. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, you could do like a sheer, like a mesh, sheer,
Nothing.
like full body something, and then
She's gonna be naked with
you
blue
got a
hair.
year.
You can do it.
Period.
here
With
for
a
it.
tail. With a tail and
I
paws.
forgot the pause.
Period.
Dominique, man, what are you
Oh,
thinking? What are you gonna pull up with next year?
I could do if I cut my hair short enough again, maybe Max from Batman Beyond, or
Ooh.
like oh baby, the pink hair.
She's had
Brand-
her hair pink before. There it is.
Yeah, so I could
There
do
you go.
that. I'm down to be a Sims. Maybe I know it's random, but like maybe like a Carmen San Diego or something. I don't know. A lot of people tend to gravitate toward her a lot, so I think that could also be fun. So yeah, maybe something.
She wear a
like
trench coat.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hot.
Inside, I could put it on, but you know,
And the AC wasn't bad this year. They
Yeah.
kept-
the
decent.
AC was on. It was on. So yeah, something like that. Maybe, like I said, even a sim character. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm definitely excited.
Okay, hippie. Next year, what we doing?
So I have these 36-inch red crochet locks.
Oh.
And
I'm not expecting
so
you to say-
I'm thinking Mystique. I have a Poison Ivy outfit. And I also want to do Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. She's red in some things, black hair in others. And this is my random. I love the movie Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It's such a great movie. The Russo brothers did it, who are usually in Marvel stuff. So there's a lot of multiverse stuff going on in there. But I like Rakakuni. I love Rakakuni in that movie. So that's just a random cosplay that I have stuff for already. Yeah.
T, what about you, man?
All right. If he takes Johnny, I am considering still doing Pete Cookie from Ned's Declassified, or because it is my favorite show, I might do all three Ed boys, but do each different Ed each day.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that show. I love that
I like
show.
it. Ed Nettie, absolutely.
That's fine.
Man, so many amazing cosplays, man. Like a lot. The cosplay contest was dope. I know that Megan Stallion had an impromptu one. Or even the people who were just walking around enjoying the con and catching the vibe. There's a lot of great stuff. I saw some Harry Potter robes around. I saw a few Disney princesses. It was dope. It was a great experience, man. And I hope that the feeling of this con stays as it is. I know it's going to be very hard. It's going to be brand new people, brand new eyes, brand new companies that want to be involved with it. But it's something about that organic, homegrown feel that it has, where everything just feels light. It feels fun. And that's why I had such a great time doing it. Like I didn't have a battery to drain because I was having genuine fun with everything I was doing. So you never know, man. Next year is going to be bigger, badder, and we're going to have so much more fun. And we're going to be doing some bigger things, man. Where can everyone catch you guys at your socials? Max, I'll start with you.
Max the Slayer with 2 X's on every platform, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. But yeah, Max the Slayer.
Yeah, Brendan Edwards, what's happening, bro? Where they can find you at?
Hey, at Brennan Produces on Instagram is best spot.
Persephone.
Persephone with 2 eyes. Make sure it's verified, or else it's Big Belly Bob in the basement.
Patrick Cloud.
Patrick Cloud on everything except Twitter. That is what is it? Pat's on your back.
Pat's on your back. Nah, where they gonna find you at?
You can find me everywhere as Saint Angelus, SAINT Angelus. So they
There
know.
it is.
Yeah.
There it is. T, where to find you at, brother?
I am everywhere, so I'm a rapid fire real quick because I have my hands spinning a lot of plates tomorrow. If you want to see an old episode of this show, no one's kicked me out of the BlurredCon account yet, so still uploading back catalogs over there. If you missed Ironheart, Meg, the Boondocks, or any of that stuff, Room Full of Blurs, I have all that stuff uploaded over there. You can catch me pissing everybody off today on Trapped in Anime TV, my own platform, Tafari TV on every platform. I do have a playlist. If any of y'all are new to this, it's based off of those old goofy how-to videos Disney would do. That's called Anime Convention Advice. Bunch of 1-minute shorts based off my own experiences. I hope it is helpful to somebody. Have another video called Another Goofy Movie. It's my idea for a third film. My sister helped with the animatics. Other brainchild that I'm going to get back to because I ate good the other weekend. I hook up my old retro stuff to my PC. I stream from a walking pad while shooting shit with y'all. So those are my walk and talk streams. Yeah, that's it for me.
There it is. There it is.
A lot of
chapters.
It's I almost I
doing a lot of shit.
I fried my computer in the most Looney Tunes ass way yesterday. I still have to do edits.
Woo. It will get done. Hippie, talk to us. Where can they find everything at?
Hey y'all, you know I'm producing all the random different things, but you can find me at Hippie Goals on all the platforms. Subscribe to my YouTube. Watch stuff on my YouTube. I'm this close to being monetized. And you know I garden, so I'm trying to put my garden stuff up there. And Cleo, I'm gonna talk to you about this later, but I have a connect because I told you I went to HBCU. I have a homie there who has a network connect, and we might be getting 2 Byte Rule on a actual network station. So I'm having that conversation this week, and I'll talk with you more about that.
That sounds like a plan, man. Let's do it. 2 Byte Rule was so much fun. For those that don't know, it's a whole show about food and people just trying different things to enjoy it. And a lot of great conversations and a lot of great jokes. I go by the name of Cleo Thomas, aka Mr. Slick Living. You can find me at Cleo Thomas across all socials. Make sure you guys are following 4 Controllers. That's 4 Controllers with a K, by the way, on all social media platforms. And we will see you guys next time for How to Nerd into the Nerdverse. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.